There's a lie being sold to young men, a lie that whispers, if you just learn the right trick, the right line, the right psychological move, you can gain power over any woman. Power over, control her emotions, control her attention, control her attraction. But here's what nobody tells you. The moment you try to control someone, you reveal that you have no control over yourself. And that is weakness. Because real power is never loud, never desperate, never chasing. Real power is internal, and women feel it instantly. Tonight, we're not talking about manipulation. We're talking about something far more dangerous. Self-mastery. Chapter 1. The illusion of power. When you were younger, maybe you thought power meant dominance, raising your voice, winning arguments, being the alpha, making her jealous, withdrawing attention to make her chase. But that's not power. That's insecurity dressed in strategy. Real power is emotional regulation. If she ignores you, you don't flinch. If she tests you, you don't react. If she pulls away, you don't panic. Because your value doesn't rise and fall based on her mood. Most men hand over their power the second they get emotionally attached. They obsess, they overtext, they over-explain, they over-invest. Why? Because they're afraid to lose her. And fear is the fastest way to lose respect. Chapter 2. The man who cannot be controlled. Here's a truth most men avoid. You can't gain power over a woman, but you can become the kind of man who cannot be controlled. That's different, and that changes everything. A man who cannot be controlled does not beg for a validation, does not chase inconsistent energy, does not reward disrespect, does not argue emotionally, does not seek approval. He observes, he chooses, he leads, and leadership doesn't come from force. It comes from stability. Women don't respond to aggression long term. They respond to emotional certainty. Chapter 3. The psychology of respect. Attraction might start with looks, but respect starts with boundaries. And boundaries are where most men fail. If she cancels last minute and you say, it's fine, when it's not fine, you just taught her that your time doesn't matter. If she flirts with other men in front of you and you laugh it off, you just taught her that your standards are flexible. If she disrespects you and you stay silent because you're scared to lose her, you just told her she's the prize. Listen carefully. Respect is not demanded, it is demonstrated. And demonstration happens through action. Calm, measured, unemotional, unshaken. Chapter 4. Emotional control is social power. The most powerful man in the room is the one who reacts the least. If she tries to provoke jealousy, you smile. If she tries to test your confidence, you answer slowly. If she withdraws attention, you invest yours elsewhere, not to punish, not to manipulate, but because your life is bigger than her presence. Here's what women subconsciously look for: stability, certainty, direction. If you crumble emotionally, she feels unsafe. If you explode emotionally, she feels unsafe. But if you stay grounded, she relaxes. And when she relaxes, she trusts. And when she trusts, she bonds. Chapter 5. Scarcity without games. Most dating advice teaches fake scarcity. Wait 3 hours before texting. Act busy. Pretend you have options. That's strategy born from fear. True scarcity is natural. You're not always available because you're building something. Your purpose demands time. Your fitness demands discipline. Your business demands focus. Your future demands sacrifice. You don't create mystery, you live it. And when a woman sees that she's part of your life, not the center of it, that's when the dynamic shifts. Not because you forced it, but because you earned it. Chapter 6. Stop trying to win. The men who try to win women lose themselves. They adapt their personality, change their opinions, laugh at jokes they don't find funny, tolerate behavior they hate, all for access. But power never comes from bending, it comes from standing. If she doesn't like your standards, she can leave. If she doesn't respect your boundaries, she can walk. Because your worth is not negotiated. And paradoxically, the less you need her, the more she values you. Chapter 7. Build a life that doesn't revolve around validation. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most men don't want power over women. They want reassurance. They want to feel chosen. They want to feel admired. They want proof they matter. and that's human. But if your confidence depends on female attention, you will always be emotionally dependent. Power begins when validation becomes optional. You train, you build, you study, you grow, you expand your network, you improve your finances, you master your emotions, not for her, for you. And when you walk into a room, you don't scan for approval, you scan for opportunity. Chapter 8. The frame. Every interaction has a frame. Who sets it? Who maintains it? If she says, "You probably talk to a lot of girls," a weak man says, "No, no, no, just you." A grounded man smiles and says, "I talk to interesting people." No defensiveness, no over-explaining, no panic. Frame control isn't manipulation, it's clarity. You don't collapse under pressure. You don't justify your existence. You stay composed, and composure is magnetic. Chapter 9. Detachment is not indifference. There's a difference between emotional detachment and emotional coldness. Coldness is insecurity disguised as toughness. Detachment is strength. You can care deeply, but you're not destroyed by outcomes. If she leaves, you survive. If she stays, you remain grounded. If she tests you, you remain steady. Because your identity is bigger than one relationship, and women feel that. Chapter 10. The truth about power. You want real power? Here it is. Power is walking away when disrespected. Power is speaking calmly when challenged. Power is choosing long-term growth over short-term validation. Power is being disciplined when others are emotional. Power is being centered when others are chaotic. Power is self-control, and self-control is rare. That's why it's attractive. Closing scene. Calm, controlled, dominant. If you want to dominate women, you'll always struggle. But if you dominate yourself, you won't need to dominate anyone, because people naturally respect strength that doesn't seek attention. So stop asking, "How do I gain power over her?" Start asking, "How do I become powerful enough that no one can shake me?" Build your body, build your mind, build your mission, build your emotional discipline, and watch what happens. Women don't chase control, they gravitate towards stability. Become unshakable, and you'll never need to chase power again.